Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome. We would have got started about 15 minutes ago, but unfortunately we had someone not show up, so we had to wait the allotted 15 minutes, and those 15 minutes have passed, so the auto loss has been given, and we are in the next lobby, just waiting on one more opponent to join here. He should be a couple minutes. So, just getting things sorted out here. Hope you guys are enjoying that Medieval 2 soundtrack. How's it going, Yosef? We got Armando, who is the artist who actually did my new channel art. I hope you guys all have taken a moment to appreciate that. I got a new icon, new channel banner, all that jazz. Beautiful stuff. So thanks big time to Armando for making that for me. Super nice of him. So, yeah. And I do have the Patreon up and running now, so for any of you who feel so inclined and you don't want to support through YouTube, the Patreon's there for you. I'm not really going to hype it up too much. I may do a little bit more on it later on, but yeah. Welcome. We got Scruff McBuff, Great Book of Grudges is here, Misha, Robin. Alright, looks like we got everyone. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and pull up the tournament page. Orthodox Easter. Well, I learned something new today. I didn't know it was Orthodox Easter today. Or yesterday, I'm assuming it was yesterday. But what's up, Chainsaw Gav? Okay, so let's see here. Okay. Honestly, should have pulled this up before, but it's all good. We are rolling. All right. Oh, I don't know why it censored your comment, Luca. That's funny. Anyway. Yeah, that is pretty much true, Misha. I mean, I am known to pay, and a lot of that comes because I have a great day job, but I would love to do this full-time. But, you know, time is money and all that jazz. So, hey, Gary, how's it going? Welcome. So, we're just getting the army picks locked in now, so we'll go ahead and switch over to the army blocker screen so you guys can see the picks. We're going to have Bretonia versus the Wood Elves, so definitely some chivalry involved, definitely some non-chivalrous missile play, and yeah, it should be interesting to watch. These guys are picking their armies, so we'll give them a minute to do so. Just keep listening to this fire Medieval 2 music. Man, Medieval 2, gotta say, and I know I talk about this every time we listen to this music, but it's one of my favorite Total War games. Definitely might be the best Total War game of all time. It's debatable, but Wood Elves again. Yeah, prepare for lots of Wood Elves. It's just the nature of the beast with tournament games. Because Wood Elves are so good, you know, you very often will see them, so... Shogun 2? Yeah, a lot of people say that Shogun 2 is the best, and I can see that. You know, I see merit to that. For me, the main reason why Medieval 2 is the best is mostly due to its mod ability. And it's also the last game, well, no, actually, maybe Empire had matched combat animation. I don't quite remember, but anyway, they had a mix of matched and non-matched combat animations, and it just made the combat flow smoother than in later Total War games like Rome 2 and Attila. Now, granted, the matched combat animation system works really well for Shogun 2 because of the style of fighting. Like, you know, you have this kind of duelist trait with the samurai and all this, so yeah. Napoleon's super fun. I like the Gunpowder Total Wars, but my favorites are definitely the more melee-centric ones, and Medieval 2 has, for a long time, been my favorite. But yeah, up until Total War Warhammer. Now I would say Total War Warhammer might be my new favorite, just because it's huge, it's amazing, and yeah, it's for a lot of people. And I never played the tabletop. I looked at the art, and I always kind of, you know, looked at the universe of Warhammer and thought it was super cool. But looks like we're just about ready to go here. And so for me to be able to see, you know, all that art and so on, and lore and everything realized in a game like this has been absolutely incredible. Alright, so we'll go ahead and fade out the music here, and we'll get to the action. We're just about ready to roll out here. Alright, and so it goes. Go ahead and switch the blocker back down. And these games are also being casted by my son Herbert Walker over on Twitch, so I'll try not to draw too many arrows here just because it might be a little distracting for him, but it's kind of muscle memory for me when I'm casting games to just draw arrows all over the place. So yeah. Shogun 2 does, yeah, so for those of you who don't know my history, I've played Total War since the original Total War Shogun 1 came out, you know, way back in the day. And I've played pretty much every one since then. I never beat Napoleon. I think that's the only one I've never beat, and I want to go back and do that at some point. I may do that on the channel, actually. But Shogun 2, when that came out, it was kind of a remastering of the original Shogun, so for me it was super nostalgic, and it's also a great entry point, I think, for the Total War series for a lot of people, because, you know, it's very rock, paper, scissors. All the factions have relatively the same units, you know, they each have some unique specialties and whatnot, but the people in the match can't see the observer's arrows, but the other casters can. So like my son Herbert Walker would be able to see them. So I'll try not to draw too many arrows just because, you know, he's streaming over on Twitch, and if we were like co-casting, then I would be drawing all over the place. But yep. Game 3 might be the best Total War. Yeah, once they get everything all together, I agree with that, Joseph, for sure. Archaon was better. Yeah, Archaon's getting better. He's not terrible, especially in certain matchups like the Vampires or Tomb Kings. He can be pretty solid overall, but yeah, the musket firing lines are pretty cool. Just all the gunpowder popping off. My favorite campaign of Total War is probably still to this day Fall of the Samurai, just because you have that juxtaposition of the samurai with the gunpowder units and like Gatling guns in the late game, and the naval combat too for that was super cool. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking about past Total Wars and let's get to the present here. We've got Britonia here with the Fey Enchantress, of course, a unit of Grail Knights protecting her. We've got more Grail Knights in the rear, 2 Grail Guardians, it looks like 3 Grail Knights, so very heavy on the Elite Cav. I like it a lot. We've got some Peasant Mobs up front with some Spearmen at Arms as well. And I apologize about any background noise, guys. I guess they're doing some construction. I didn't think they would be since it's a Sunday, but we'll try and power through. Anyway, for the Wood Elves here, we've got Durthu, Spellsinger, Lore of Life, War Dancers, some Eternal Guards with shields, War Dancers with Azrai Spear. We've got, let's see here, some Glade Guard, mix of Hagbane Tips and Starfire Shafts. So, yeah, pretty decent overall. And yeah, we'll see what gets underway here. It looks like a couple of Dryads as well. So interesting army for the Wood Elves. No Way Watchers, which is refreshing. Only these Glade Guards, which I definitely agree with the 4 Glade Guards. I will usually go with a similar loadout when I'm playing the Wood Elves. He's got a very heavy infantry build as well, so I'm interested to see how it goes. Definitely looks like he's going to be trying to take advantage of this forest here to give him an advantage over, you know, the Cav. Again, just muscle memory drawing these lines here. But looks like we're all ready, so... Alright, so looks like we're getting underway, so immediately Bretonnia are going to be pushing up. The only thing visible to them currently is these Glade Guards here, so he's going to be pushing up, you know, straight up the pipe. Mix is a very, very good player, though, so obviously he's going to try and do as much scouting as possible and not just blunder this into this engagement. These Dryads have been revealed, so he's probably guessing that there's something going on. Wood Elves tend to hide in the woods, you know, what would you know, but yeah. I know, right? Work on a Sunday, Misha? I don't know who this guy is that's doing the siding for my condo, but I guess he's here on a Sunday, which he hasn't ever been before, so I apologize about that. And, yeah. Yeah, these Bretonians just pushing up here. Nice Flock of Doom. Oh, man, and these peasants are getting roasted here. But, I mean, each arrow that they catch with their faces is going to be one less arrow that's going to be flying at the knights. So, you know, definitely a good use of the peasant mobs there just to soak those arrows. Now they're going to start turning their attention over to the Grail Guardians, and actually a Paladin supporting these Grail Guardians as well. Very interesting. You don't get to see the Paladins too much, but let's go in for a ride along here as these Grail Guardians start to charge in. Ooh, there's some War Dancers right there. They really probably don't want to take this. They do get a nice little lance charge. Looks like there's plenty of peasant infantry on station as well. They're going to immediately pull back away. And, yeah, get these peasants in here screening. Durthu getting in here, stomping on some peasants. No Grail Relic means the terror is going to kick in pretty quickly here. But it does look like, ooh, Chalice Potion's coming down. There's still some Grail Knight stuck in there, though. Probably not the best cast of that at the end of the day. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Didn't end up doing... actually did a pretty sizable amount of damage to those War Dancers, so maybe that was worth it in the end. But, again, nice Flock of Doom just being used as kind of a bunker buster spell to blow up these blobs of Bretonnia and Cav and peasants and whatnot. But so far, it's working out pretty well in Bretonnia's favor. You can see just the repeated cycle charging here, getting into the backs of these tree-type units. And obviously, the Grail units with their magic damage will circumvent the physical resistance that the Tree Spirit units have. So some very, very nice counterplay from Bretonnia there. You can see them collapsing from the flank. The issue is there's a lot of anti-large armor piercing infantry here. All these War Dancers, the Eternal Guards, all have anti-large armor piercing, so they're going to be obviously very good at taking down the Grail Knights and the Grail Guardians and so on. So, Enchantress just dropping the healing there, and another Flock of Doom as well, so just tit for tat on the direct damage here. You know, one person just dealing the damage, the other person trying to heal it back away. But all the magic that Durthu dumps into doing damage means that he's not going to be healing or allowing the Spell Singer to heal. So a little bit of interesting counterplay there right now. Bretonnia is ahead very slightly on the balance of power. It's still not out of reach for the Wood Elves, but these Dryads have been completely collapsed here. War Dancers, the sword variant, aren't going to hold up against Grail Guardians and Grail Knights whatsoever. They're way too squishy. They don't have an anti-large bonus, no armor piercing. Well, they do have some armor piercing, but yeah, they're going to get run over very hard by the Grail tier units. You can see a sort of a mass chain route starting to creep up in the Wood Elves' ranks. A lot of their units routing away at this point, and another really solid Earthblood from the Enchantress there. She's also, oh man, just explodes that War Dancer's head. No mercy here. She's getting this nice drain effect going, and despite the Flock of Doom, juicy Flock of Doom there, it's just not going to be enough at the end of the day. I think Bretonnia is going to take this one, despite the forest protection and all the anti-large armor piercing. Just, you know, the overwhelming amounts of Grail tier units. I mean, the Grail tier units are very, very scary to deal with for any faction, and for a light faction like the Wood Elves, who is very vulnerable to getting charged in general, especially if you can charge their units in the side or the rear, It's going to be an absolutely brutal affair. We'll watch as this Chalice of Potions gets dropped. Probably going to end up doing quite a bit of damage to these Grail Knights as well, but at this point, the Bretonnians are so far ahead that it's not going to matter too much. Another just insane Flock of Doom here. Ndirthu is pretty much the only holdout left. There's some Eternal Guards here, but not much else. And yeah, if we take a high-level look over the battlefield, you can see a lot of these Wood Elves being chased off by peasant mobs, so looks like some of them may fall over and accidentally get impaled on the shovels and pitchforks of the peasants that are chasing them, because obviously these guys would never actually, you know, swing their weapons and hit someone with them. But yeah, it's going to be army losses, it looks like, for the Wood Elves, and a victory for Bretonnia. So true hero of the lady is Migsa, and bringing the chivalry today. Well played to both players. So that's going to be game 1 of the series. Always fun to see Bretonnia in action, and man, those Grail Knights, 147, 191 against the Wood Elves, who tend to be a relatively low model count unit. I know this was kind of an infantry horde army, but still, 120 there. But man, Ndirthu, 234 kills, 146 on these Grail Guardians as well. So some very impressive work from both sides, but at the end of the day, it was just the lady pulling through. So we'll go ahead and move this back up here as these guys get their army picks locked in for the next battle. All right, so let me go through chat here. Oh, thanks, King Ajazal. I totally understand the feeling. You know, I've been in that position before, and I'm so glad that I can, you know, bring you some content to cheer you up. We're gonna be keeping it going here. We've got this series and then a few more after. So, all right. Let me just double check here. Bunker Buster. Yeah. That was pretty brutal. Poor Forest Spirits. That was rough for them. So, yeah, I wish Hippogriffs were more useful too. I personally just love Grail Knights being awesome because Grail Knights are awesome looking. So, if they're awesome in battle, it's extra nice. So, yes, exactly, Matthew. You got it, 100%. So, favorite competitive and fun Empire build. I'm thinking about it now. You know, I actually really like Karl Franz on the ground. You put him on a horse, actually, back him up with the Royal Altdorf Gryphites, and you use Lore of Life to keep him alive, and you bring Galmaraz, Reichland, Runefang, stand your ground. You can juice up the Royal Altdorf Gryphites and himself with much better combat stats, and you get that crazy armor piercing and a bonus versus large from Galmaraz. So it means that Karl Franz and the Royal Altdorf Gryphites could beat a lot of the big, scary stuff in melee that is generally tough for the Empire to deal with without missiles, like Shaggoths, Carnosaurs, things like that, you know, Necrosphinx. You can take them down with Karl Franz, and I just feel like it's so badass and thematic when he runs in there on his horse with the hammer, just smacking people in the face. Dov got paid. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you, sir. All right. So, looks like we're going to be having Dark Elves versus the Tomb Kings. So, very, very interesting. We shall see how it goes. Looks like the ban on that one was actually Chaos, so very smart of Migsa to ban Chaos. I think Chaos is probably actually the best faction against the Tomb Kings, just because you have these huge, you know, Shaggoths, which do huge armor-piercing anti-large. You can take fire damage, and overall, it's very, very effective, I would say. So, yeah, fun stuff. Yeah, I know the all-cav Empire is a lot of fun, too, where you just bring a ton of Outriders, Pistoliers, you know, Empire Knights, maybe a couple Demis, some Reichsguard. It's a lot of fun, for sure. I like that. Alright, alright. Looks like one player's ready to go here. The other player's just about ready to go, so we're going to be getting back in black here. Oh man, Dio, that's great. Warp fire. Yeah, I hope you guys appreciate that thumbnail of the salon about to get warp fired. That was actually from a video from a long time ago where me and Turin played Random Gen Blizzardman versus Skaven. Ton of fun. So. Alright, alright. Okay, just a second. Okay. Yeah, it's they have like a, it's not a forklift, but like a lift thingy. The guy's like putting siding on the condo, so he's working up towards the top of it, and he's got this big thing with this loud motor, and it beeps, and it's really annoying. And sometimes he just pounds on the side of my condo, so that's great. But we'll power through. You know, I'm not gonna let something like that interrupt me, so. Yeah, we're pushing through. We're getting ready to go into game 2 here. Mixa versus Regcell. And so far, Mixa is up 1-0 with the victory of Bretonnia over the Wood Elves. Now we're going to be seeing Tomb Kings against the Dark Elves. So I'm very interested to see the army compositions here. Tomb Kings, a lot of people think of as the construct army. And there's, you know, there's good reason for that. But they can go surprisingly diverse, and that is the case here. We've got Arkan the Black, of course, most competitive Lord choice by far. He's got Spirit Leech, Fate of Buna, Liber Mortis, and both of his items, the blade and the staff. Line is going to be a mix of Tomb Guard with some Nehekar warriors, Skeleton warriors out towards the flanks. We've got Skeleton archers, Blessed Legion here, Nehekara horsemen. We've got 2 units of Skeleton archer chariots. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So actually spending the funds to upgrade these guys to the Archer version. They do a ton of shock damage, lots of unit models. We've also got 2 units of Carrion here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Dark Elves. A War Hydra, very interesting. Morathi as well, up in the air. So Regcell taking a very interesting build as well. 2 very, you know, very uncommon builds, certainly. We've got 2 Cold One Knights, couple of Dark Riders as well. Front line's going to be a mix of Corsairs, Dread Spears, and 2 Witch Elves. So fun stuff. And yeah, let's watch as the battle gets underway here. I'm very curious to see how this goes. The Skeleton Archers are definitely going to be a very nice thing to have against this Hydra here. But the Hydra probably will be able to push through the front line because there's no real high mass units to bog it down, unless he pulls in with the Chariots or the Nehekara Horsemen, either of which is not going to be great. That being said, these Nehekara Horsemen are going to be very, very nice against Dark Riders. They'll outclass them with their combat stats and weapon strength. They don't have as good of a charge bonus, but they're overall a pretty solid mid-tier cav. So I guess they're probably low-tier cav, to be honest, but they're not really... yeah, I guess I'd call them low tier. They're, what, 650? So, as far as cap goes, that's relatively cheap. But, yeah, we're just waiting for these guys to get underway here. And looks like both players are ready. So, whenever these guys are ready, we'll get it going. King Azal, I have considered doing a tier list video. I definitely have thought about it. I just don't know the right way to do it necessarily, because I think that tier lists, and this is one thing too, is like my tier list is going to be different from Turin's tier list, which is going to be different from Jonton's tier list, which is going to be different from a tournament player's tier list. Like, we all have different perceptions of what factions are good and what factions aren't, and we all have different ways of measuring them as well. So I'll think about it and try and figure out a good way to present it. But yeah, definitely can pull something like that. Yeah, they look pretty cool with the darkness. They're all spooky, scary, skeleton-like. Very, very cool. I love the longbows they carry too. They look awesome. Alright, so we're getting straight underway here. You can see the Carrion going straight after Marathi and Fire Breath coming in. These skeleton archers need to start focusing down this War Hydra ASAP. Meanwhile, Dark Riders coming in here, getting a nice charge on Skeleton Warriors, and then the Chariot's actually going to chase him down. So the Skeleton Archer Chariot's both shooting him and chasing him. Very interesting here. Looks like Melkos Mystifying Miasma going down on those Nekar Warriors, and the mainline engagement is getting underway here. We're getting Tomb Guard clashing. Tomb Guard will definitely outclass Dread Spears, but Witch Elves will actually be surprisingly good against most Tomb King's infantry because none of them have more than 50 armor. Witch Elves will be able to do a lot of damage here, so they have taken a lot of damage from those archers, though, and although I said he should be focusing that War Hydra, it looks like Mix is actually targeting down these Witch Elves and able to rout off the unit right off the bat, so very, very useful there. He's also popping that nice physical resistance buff in this entire area of effect here. You can see first tier of Realm of Souls is going off now, and we've got Cold One Knights pulling up on this side. They are going to be able to take down these skeleton chariots without too much issue, but now they're getting bogged down in a lot of skeletons as the chariots pull through. That being said, Dark Riders have got into the back line here. They're getting onto these archers and now getting on the Blessed Legion as well. It's a really unfortunate situation. Marathi is just running desperately from these Carrion here, trying to go after Arcan, but the Carrion are just swarming her. And Carrion, because they have decent weapon strength, they actually have 40 weapon strength, and when Marathi's trying to pull away, she doesn't get her melee defense, so she will take quite a bit of damage from them. It's going to be an unfortunate situation for her. But Nehekar Horsemen able to easily dispatch those Dark Riders and chase them off the field. The mainline infantry engagement still very, very even. The balance power in and of itself is very even here. But a nice rear charge potentially coming in from those Dark Riders. Doesn't look like they actually had a charge order. Their path on something passed, so a little bit unfortunate there. Cold One's Knights as well, pulling through to the back line. They understand that these skeleton archers are a high priority target to be able to protect the Hydra and other high value units, so trying their best to get on top of them, these Dark Riders as well, but more Realm of Souls procs going off here, so it looks like we're getting up to tier 3, and no Shabti summon pulled up quite yet here. Actually, yeah, it looks like it was summoned over here to help protect Arcan the Black. These Cold One Dread Knights had compromised this position very heavily. Obviously, with their armor-piercing anti-large, they'll be able to take down these summoned Shabti relatively quickly, and Arcan's trying to get away here, but just getting knocked around and chased down. He does not have the mobility, unfortunately, to get away. If he had a Fate of Bune in his pocket, which he looks like he's actually just Spirit Leeching Marathi instead, you know, there is some merit to that. She will be able to heal with the Soul Stealer somewhat. But at the end of the day, it does look like the Tomb Kings are starting to clean up the frontline engagement. This War Hydra is still online, though, and oh man, these rallied Dark Riders are going to come in, get a really nice charge into the back of the Blessed Legion here, just completely unopposed, so we'll watch that as they just send these skeleton boys tumbling. And yeah, but like I said, the mainline engagement that went very well for the Tomb Kings, but it's actually starting to get pulled back a little bit. And Arcan is still fighting here. Marathi is as well. A nice Fate of Buna going off of those Cold One Knights. He needs to take these Cold One Knights off the field. They're a big, big threat to him at this point. The other unit has been enraged, so they're not able to be microed. Look at Arcan, man, just getting juggled off that tree there. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he's not having a good day. Just getting completely circle beaten by these Cold One Knights here. And Marathi herself also does armor piercing, so she'll be able to put a bit of a beating on Arcan despite his 90 armor here. So yeah, he looks like he's going to come in with the karate kick. And Marathi pulling back up into the air. Interesting. Looks like a lot of these guys... Yeah, it's still super even. I'm not really sure how to call this. A lot of the Dark Elf Infantry is having a hard time holding its leadership together, and these Tomb Guard and Skeleton Warriors, Nehekar Warriors are able to clean up this line very effectively, but the Hydra is still online. It's not quite to its healing cap left. It's got quite a bit to regenerate, And again, the Dark Riders rallied, but they're coming back, and they're going to be getting another charge. So just rinse and repeat, almost the same thing as before. These Dark Riders still completely unopposed, just getting another great charge into those Skeleton Bros. And yeah, one more charge with Libra Mortis, trying to keep Arcan alive at it. This might be it for the Tomb Kings. If Arcan goes down here to Morathi, it's going to be pretty much GG without the leadership to support the army. But Arcan is not going to be able to get away. Of course, Morathi has much superior mobility, so Morathi being almost an assassin in this replay, I like it quite a bit. Man, look at all those spooky tree eyes like blinking at us while we watch. But at this point, Arcan doesn't have enough to heal. He's crumbling. He's getting debuffed. Morathi's punching him in the face, and he goes down. So I think that's going to be it. Although, of course, when I say that, the Tomb Kings are starting to pull ahead once again on the balance of power. There's just no support left for the Dark Elves. There's nothing really to hold their leadership except for that Hydra. There are still some infantry rallied over here as well, but Morathi herself actually broke. She's close to her healing cap. Oh, but she came back from routing. If she can come back in and get one more Soul Stealer to heal herself back up, I think that will tilt the balance of power. And you can see when she came back from routing, that did bring the balance of power back towards even. This War Hydra, I don't know that the Tomb Kings, with the loss of their archers, I don't think they have enough to take down the War Hydra. As long as it can keep its leadership, which is going to be tricky, Morathi will have to stay alive in order to achieve that. But I don't think that the Wood Elves, or sorry, that the Tomb Kings can come back from this. I think this is pretty much a GG for the Dark Elves. But Morathi diving in there, just again trying to crumble away these Tomb Guard here, but that is a bit risky just because Tomb Guard have really nice weapon strength, and Morathi, look at, because of her relatively low mass, she has a hard time pulling away. But yeah, definitely don't want to bring Morathi down into combat. Just if at all possible, maybe use the Soul Stealer to drain a little bit of this War Hydra, or I mean, there's nothing else really that she can drain. So if she has the spell to get additional Winds of Magic, she can use it on this War Hydra here. Maybe try and get one more Soul Stealer, but I'm not sure if she doesn't show me if she has charges. So yeah. Yeah, the War Hydra's just getting in here, crumbling away these Tomb Guards, so we'll see. We're going to get into a kind of a second phase here. You can see the Tomb Kings reforming ranks. A lot of their infantry, though, as they walk across this field here, is going to start to crumble away, and you can see the balance of power is still very, very even at this point. So, man, what a wild battle. Two very unorthodox, interesting builds, just duking it out. Two very good players as well. So, yeah, these Tomb Guard, man, the War Hydra also only has 50 armor, so he will take some damage from these Tomb Guard, definitely. But now rapidly approaching the healing cap here. Morathi's just kind of chilling in the air, keeping her leadership together. Very, very important. While the rest of the Tomb King's infantry march across. And I don't know if these Nekar warriors are going to make it. They've only got about 170 hit points, and they are crumbling, so they may go down before they reach. But a lot of these other units are still holding their leadership together relatively well. We'll see if they survive contact with the Hydra. But yeah, very interesting. Oh, thanks, Misha. Thank you. All right. So yeah, there's these Tomb Guard, man. They're still holding on with about 300 hit points, and we'll see. I'm not gonna call it still. I don't know. It's been back and forth, and this Hydra is gonna be a menace. That being said, though, it is at its healing cap now, and yeah, it looks like the Tomb Kings are gonna be going for a full surround. So if the Hydra's not able to keep its leadership together, then Morathi will rout, and we'll see. I mean, this is it right here. This is the final engagement. So let's see who takes the cake here. If Migsa can rout off these Dark Elf units, then it's going to be GG for him. If Regzel can somehow pull it back, then we'll be getting one more. Ooh, we're getting the Hydra breath. Oh, man. Oh, that's devastating. Right into the Skeleton Warriors. Probably would have wanted to use it on one of the Tomb Guard, but still, that did a lot of damage there. And probably going to be sending those Skeleton Warriors into crumbling. A lot of these other Tomb Kings units having a hard time, holding their leadership together. Morathi's just staying on station, making sure that debuff stays in range. I don't think she actually brought the... Oh, yeah, she did. She has the Enrapturing Beauty here. Enchanting Beauty, rather. But, yeah, going after these Skeleton Warriors here is relatively low risk for Morathi because they are only Skeleton Warriors, and they're already crumbling. But just trying to get some free damage in there and distract a little bit so that all the units aren't fighting the Hydra at the same time. But the Hydra is going down. Again, only 50 armor on this guy means he starts to take a lot of damage. And yeah, at this point, I'm not sure that the Dark Elves can pull this back. It's just going to be too close. You can see the Hydra's leadership not holding up. It's getting very, very low on health here, and it does rout. So with that, the bounce power finally shifting very decisively in favor of the Tomb King. So Migsa is going to take the series 2-1, it looks like. And very well played to both players. Oh man, another Melkos. Honestly, if I probably would have used that magic to try and pull a little bit of health off the Hydra to maybe get one more Soul Stealer, but still, very well played to both players. And man, what a series, huh? What a series. The Hydra's back. It's got its leadership back together. It's going to get one more one more breath attack off here and clean up quite a few of these Tomb Guard. You know, as soon as I call it, of course, the balance starts to come back towards the middle, and those Tomb Guard are all of a sudden going to be crumbling away. So, you know, what initially looked to be a victory for the Tomb Kings all of a sudden has shifted back, and man, this is just a wild battle. It's just absolutely crazy. I see Gary is enjoying the new emotes there. If you guys sponsor, I have uploaded some sponsor emojis for you guys. They're all cutouts from the banner that that Palooka made for me. So again, big thanks to Armando for that banner. And yeah, if you guys want to see some of those custom emojis, feel free to sponsor, and you can spam them to your liking. So, okay, Matthew, I think that's a little bit enough of that. We don't need to go too far there. So. Maybe lay off a little bit here, but yeah, man, you can see the Hydra's only got about 500 HP left, and it does look like both units rout at the same time. So what a close battle! What a close battle, man! Whew. I tried to call that like 3 different times, and I was wrong, and the bounce power just shifted back. But man, Migsa pulling out the victory in the end. Very, very close battle. 224 kills on that Hydra. Holy cow! 128 on these Cold One Knights here, did very, very well. 88 on Marathi, 99 on Dark Riders, not bad at all. For the Tomb Kings here, the Tomb Guard were really the MVPs, I would say, for them. Nehekara Horsemen did relatively well. The Skeleton Archer Chariots did okay, but for the cost, you would hope them to do a little bit more than that. Arkan getting gooned like that, like Marathi, was pretty rough, so... yeah. Alright. Let's go ahead and put this back up here. And, well, I guess we're going to be going to the next lobby anyway, but... Alright, so let's see here. We can go to the next lobby. Alright, so next up, we're going to have my son himself versus Crablings. So let's go ahead and go to the MP battles here. And, yeah. We'll wait for my son to host his. And again, apologize about the background noise, guys. I did not think they would be doing this construction on a Sunday, so I'm, yeah. That was, yeah, that was for Migsa. Migsa took the end there, and, yeah. Man, super close series, though. Super close game. Well, I guess it wasn't necessarily a close series. It was a 2-0, but still, very, very close battle there at the end. Well played to both players, man. Super fun. So, let's see here. Oh, you actually can't hear it too much. That's good. It's beeping quite loudly in the background, but what's up, William? Good to see you. We did one series so far. We had a couple of good battles, but the video on demand of this stream will be going up after the fact, so you'll be able to watch those games. Yeah, we had Bretonia versus the Wood Elves just get crushed by a bro charge of Grail Knights, and then... Oh, yeah, that works. I guess we're gonna have Regizel's next match then. So we'll go ahead and jump in here, and we'll try and hack the matrix. You know, we're in, and there we go. Winter and construction. I hear you, man. I hear you. Especially where I live in Utah, it's yeah, winter and then road construction. Yeah, I definitely agree. As though I definitely agree. Yeah, you can use. It's kind of mind games, right? Because especially with the way that the tournament rules are set up, if you take Arcan and the Tomb Blade, you're only allowed one large construct. So outside of the Tomb Scorpions, so it's a little bit of a mind game. But then, like if you take Cetra, for example, you can take your full complement of what is allotted for the large constructs. So it's kind of mind games, meta games a little bit in that way, and yeah, very, very interesting. Oh, that's good, Misha. I'm glad it's not. I have a pretty decent, like, directional mic, so it usually doesn't pick up too much sound, like, around that's not directly focused at it. But, yeah. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put up the army blocker here. And we'll let these guys get their army picks locked in. Let's see here. I know you posted them, Great Book of Grudges, but I don't remember them off the top of my head. I would have to go look, and I'm too lazy to do that right now, unfortunately. So, if you want to type them all in chat, though, feel free. It'd make it a lot easier for me to read them. I know Life is like Gyron. I don't remember. I know the Empire Wizards say, the Battle Wizards, they say whatever the wind is, like usually when they're, like as with some of their voice lines, but Hish is the Wind of Light, right? And then Saish is Death. I don't remember the rest. Oh yeah, it's been nice here actually over the past couple weeks. It hasn't got too cold to the point where it snowed again, but pretty solid overall. Oh man, I would actually commit a crime for for an army painter and or Avatar Conquest. Either I think would be amazing, but I mean, I'd imagine if they're going to do Avatar Conquest, they'd include an army painter as a part of that. But at the very least, an army painter would be very, very welcome. But yeah, you compare the Vampire Count's legendary lords to the Wood Elves with their sad Durthu and Orion just holding each other in the darkness crying. True that, Palooka. And yeah, for those of you guys just joining, Armando here is the one who's created the new channel art for me. So if you guys are appreciating the new icon and the new banner, if you've gone to my channel page or my recently launched Patreon page, you can see the new banner, and it's super, super cool. Big thanks again for that beautiful artwork, and if you guys are enjoying it, be sure to thank him as well. Yeah, I would love the twins. Yeah, just something. I mean, give us not the Ever Queen, the Orion's waifu. I don't remember her name. Give us something. And then, I mean, obviously Norska still only has 2 legendary lords as well. They're not quite in the game yet, but excuse me. Akshi, that's fire. Sish is death. Ulgu is shadow. Gur is beast. Hish is light. Azir is heaven. Gyron is life. And Shaman, of course, how could I forget? Balthazar Gelt is always going on and on about the Wind of Shaman. I do have Patreon, William. I just finished it last night, so this is actually kind of my Patreon launch stream, if you will. I just barely got it set up last night. So for those of you who are interested in supporting the channel directly, you know, if YouTube sponsorship or whatever isn't offered in your area, or you're not comfortable giving YouTube money, I totally understand. The Patreon is there for you guys to be able to support me directly, and hopefully eventually I can do this full time. That's kind of my goal, is to be able to do this full time, to quit my day job and just do YouTube all day, every day. So Ariel, that's the one. Yeah, Ariel is Orion's waifu. Let's get Ariel in there. Give the Wood Elves a female legendary lord. I was thinking, was it Ariel or Alariel? Alariel's the high elf waifu. Ariel's the Wood Elf waifu. That's right. That's right. Oh yeah, Hydrofronts, you know, I got the Streamlab donation thing set up, but I totally didn't finish it. Like, there was one step that I'd missed. Let me actually go to Streamlabs and see if I can get it working while we're waiting in between matches here and listening to that beeping truck outside. Okay, let's see here. Da-da-da. Let me see if this actually saved my stuff in Streamlabs. Oh yeah, I did miss Runic Magic. I should do a video on Runic Magic. That's a good point. I mean, it's not really magic per se, but it is magic, you know. Valkia the Bloody. Yeah, that'd be cool. She might come with the Demons of Chaos at some point, but yeah, Empire. I would love for Empire to get at least one more legendary lord. Like, give us you know, Kurt Helborg, or one of the Elector Counts, like the crazy dude from Averland. What's his name? Marius Lightdorf. Give us someone interesting, you know. Even, I know some people don't like this idea, but even someone like Elspeth von Draken would be super cool to have, you know, a female legendary lord for the Empire who's also a Deathcaster and can ride a dragon. Like, that sounds awesome to me. But I know there's just so many cool characters you could add with the Empire, and I honestly don't understand why they haven't done more. But, oh well. Beeping trucks. Danny DeVito. Yeah, he would be the ultimate ranged character for the dwarfs. But yeah, here we go. Here we go. So for the Beastmen here, for Hyalanala, we've got Morgar the Shadow Gave and a Bray Shaman Laura Wild on foot. Looks like he's got the Cygor Summon and a Vile Tide for the extra Winds of Magic left over. Plenty of Centaurs. We've got 3 Centaurs with throwing axes, 4 Centaurs with throwing axes, Minos with great weapons, 2 Chaos Poison Warhounds. We've got 3 units of Bestigor Herd with 4 units of Ungor Spearman Herd. And that's it. So Chaos versus Beastmen here. So regardless of who wins, the Chaos Gods will most certainly be happy with the outcome. 3 Marauder Horsemasters supporting a Chaos Sorcerer Lord, Lore of Shadows up on a dragon. Very interesting pick. Yeah, you don't get to see the Chaos Sorcerer Lords too often, but they are some of the most powerful caster characters in the game in that they can ride dragons. He's got Melkos, Penumbral Pendulum, and Withering. Very good stuff. 2 units of Chaos Poison Warhounds. And over here we've got a mix of Chaos Warriors with halberds and great weapons with 2 Chaos Trolls supported by an Exalted Hero. very interesting. So I'm super curious to see how this goes here. And yeah, we'll wait for these guys to get the battle underway. Yeah, Khorne will be happy regardless. So yeah, it'll be good. Where's my Jabberslights? Well, you know, as Creative Assembly said, Jabberslight would be like 4 Age of Charlemagne's. So yeah, I don't think we'll ever get the Jabberslight. A Gorgon, on the other hand, I think might be doable just to use. I mean, they could even use like the animations of a giant or something. I don't know. I think they should add the Gorgon for sure, but I don't think that would be the hardest thing in the world to add. But the Jabberslight, just because of all the tentacles and weirdness going on, I think it would be crazy hard to animate, and I think that's why they haven't done it. But the Gorgon, I would be happy with a Gorgon, that's for sure. Alright, let me just check something quickly here. Okay, and we're back at it. So, right off the bat, we're going to be getting the mobility phase underway. You can see Centaurs being split up, some going this way, some going this way. It looks like we're going to be getting a Melkos Mystifying Miasma right off the bat here. It was an overcast, did a little bit of a miscast damage to the Lord of Shadows, but very, very nicely done. Gives him that extended cast range to be able to drop that from far away, and that damage is going to be important to get early on because he doesn't have too many ranged options. I mean, obviously the Marauder Horsemasters do have a pretty good range, but man, oh, this is super dangerous, man. Yalanala, don't do it. Oh no, he's getting in there. Wow, he's going in super heavy with the Hounds. These are Marauder Horsemasters, so they have solid combat stats, and honestly, oh man, this is very, very tempting to just drop the dragon down in there. He's at least going to drop a dragon breath, and oh man, look at the devastating amount of damage that did to those Centaurs. Those are actually just regular Centaurs, huh? No throwing axes, so I totally thought they were throwing axes, but even still, they're going to struggle against the Marauder Horsemasters. You can see the Marauder Horsemasters able to do quite a bit of damage and then pull away, although those Chaos Poison Warhounds here did also get routed off for the Warriors, so a bit unfortunate there, but another Melkos Mystifying Miasma going down on these Centaurs here, going to be slowing them and allowing these Marauder Horsemasters to toss point blank their javelins into the faces of these Centaurs, so very nicely done so far. Looks like Regizel is going to be pushing forward. I would honestly probably just sit back in this choke point and try and not take that engagement heads up, but yeah, Centaurs dispatched there. They pretty much got shattered, I think. So, yeah, 1 unit of Centaurs down. There's still the 2 Centaurs with throwing axes as well. But again, these Poison Warhounds still trying to go after the Marauder Horsemasters with the Dragon on station. It's really not a good idea at all. This Dragon's just going to easily drop down and terrify away these Hounds. And without the support of any other units nearby, those Hounds are going to be a complete loss. That being said, a lot of these Chaos Warriors up in the front line are taking some nasty damage from those throwing axes, so a bit of tit for tat there. Cygor now being summoned is going to severely affect the balance of power in favor of the Beastmen. You can see the Cygor starting to open up shots here. And he's going to be tossing his rocks over to this flank to get on the halberds there. A little bit of a miscontact there, just right on the corner of the unit. But meanwhile, this mobile force for Chaos is needing to come back to the battle. They're trying to finish off these Poison Warhounds, but honestly, you could let these Poison Warhounds chase them off, and they're pretty much off the side of the battlefield anyway. So yeah, the Marauder Horsemaster is going to be pushing back up this way. And again, I apologize to Herbert Walker for drawing the lines here. It's just kind of a natural instinct for me when I'm casting. But anyway, Minos with great weapons coming in the front line, going to be slugging it out with these trolls. And man, Minos with great weapons will not mess around when fighting trolls. Although there are Chaos Warriors with halberds standing in here as well, and Bestigor. So it's a little bit of a crazy engagement here. Just wild on both sides. But yeah, the trolls obviously don't have leadership to stand up to that. And Chaos Spawn also being summoned up at the expense of another unit there. So, yeah, overall, it's starting to look in favor of the Beastmen, despite that really nice mobility engagement from Chaos. It's just not quite going to be enough, I don't think. And here comes the Chaos Dragon. It does do fire damage in melee, but oh man, that's so dangerous with the Minotaurs with great weapons on station. Yeah, I definitely would not have dived down. You can see this Chaos Sorcerer Lord's taking a ton of damage here from those Minotaurs with great weapons. He probably wanted to just fold back. With his Chaos Sorcerer Lord. It does look like he's going to try and pull back up into the air. And again, I'm sorry about drawing the lines, guys. It's hard for me. But anyway, Yeah, he does get back up in the air, and this is exactly what he needs to do. Just reunify, allow these Marauder Horsemasters to do as much work as possible, and try and take out some of these isolated units. Don't fall into this trap, but he's just lost so much infantry already. It's going to be hard to come back from this, even once that Cygor degenerates. Granted, a lot of this spike on the balance of power is because of this Cygor and the 2 Chaos spawns, but I think even once those wear off, it's still going to be hard for Chaos to come back just because they've lost their infantry engagement so decisively here. I mean, there are still these Marauder Horsemasters relatively healthy, and the Dragon himself is, you know, at about quarter HP or so. But, yeah, it's going to be tough to come back from. Chaos Trolls here not being microed. If they were to get a charge into these unbraced Ungor Spearmen, looks like they are going to get... ooh, they're going to try and run away, actually. Interesting. But yeah, these Chaos spawns just chasing, soaking up some missile fire. The balance of power will start to come back a little bit once the Chaos spawns are offline, but ooh, nice toss by the Cygor there, getting right on the back of those Marauder Horsemasters. They're trying to force this unit of Centaurs up and away. And meanwhile, the Chaos Trolls are coming around from the other side, so these Centaurs are in a little bit of a tough situation. They're probably going to get the Alpha Strike here. Melkos mystifying Miasma as well. I'd probably honestly be saving my Winds of Magic for a couple of Penumbral Pendulums at this point, just because there's so much Beastman infantry still on the field. You can see they're doing their best to finish off these Chaos Warrior units, which is exactly what they should be doing. So, yeah, despite... you know, the swing on the balance of power, I don't think that that Chaos can take this back. I think it's going to be a victory for the Beastmen this time. We see these Trolls slugging it out with the Centaurs right on the corner of the map. The Ungor Raiders are also going to get in there as well, and here comes the Dragon Lord. Going to be waving his sword up in the air like he just don't care. Definitely going to be terrifying away those Centaurs. But the Trolls also immediately routing off the side. The Ungor Spearman herd, not too many worries in the world right now, are going to be able to hold out here just due to army losses. So victory for the Beastmen there. Well played to both players. Yeah, a lot of fun. I know, right? Oh man, fun stuff. Well, yeah, Bestigor herd just in the front line cleaning up shop. Very nice use of the Minotaurs with great weapons there. Because the Marauder Horsemasters were occupied with that mobility engagement when the mainline engagement took place, they weren't able to support against the Minotaurs and so on. That's why I was saying he should have waited with his mainline to get engaged until the Marauder Horsemasters were able to clean up that mobility phase and then come in and start harassing these Minotaurs. Their javelins will do a lot of damage to them, but yeah. Oh, did we lose someone? Okay, looks like Yalanal is going to be coming right back, so we'll go ahead and switch the blocker back into place. So, yeah. And give me just 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Alrighty, and we're back. And yeah, Misha, it's a fun thumbnail. I had a lot of fun making it, that's for sure. But yeah. Alright, looks like we're back in action here. So we're going to be going to game 2 of the series, Hyalanala versus Red Cell. So we'll see. we'll see how it goes. And then we were going to have one more after this, but let's see here. Crabling so far has not responded, so... Oh, did the game actually crash? Okay, well, the game crashed. That's fine. Let me just do this here. And we'll go here. Alrighty, and we can close that out. Let's see here. Okay, so I don't have the... I do have Streamlabs set up here, but I don't have the notifications necessarily set up. But I do have it so you can donate through Streamlabs for PayPal. So let me get that in just a second here after we get back into this. And hopefully they didn't start without me. Nope, looks like we're good. Alrighty. And looks like we didn't miss anything necessarily. Okay, and then let me get this over here. And we can do this and do here. And alright. Yeah, I do think the Mantle of Garok is underused. I would agree with that. Yeah, it's tough because there's a lot of people who don't like the fantasy stuff at all. They only like the historical Total War, and granted, Total War has always been historical up until Total War Warhammer. So I can see why they're putting resources towards that. I don't necessarily like it, but hey, it is what it is. I don't think we'll get another race, Yosef. No, I don't. I do not. But yeah. Let's see here. Just reading through some of the older chats that I had missed. Razel. Thank you, Sarmation. I am a barbarian American, so I have no idea how to pronounce things. Yeah. I agree with that, King Azal. I don't know. Maybe they'll dedicate resources to it at one point. But I know Norska being, how do I put this? A clusterfuck, has really been bad for Creative Assembly. Like I would have said if Norska had gone smoothly, then maybe they would have had the resources to do something like a Jabberslythe for a free LC. But Norska hogged a lot of resources because they had to basically rebuild the entire DLC, from what I understand. So, yeah. Okay, so Yalanal is going Lizardmen and banning vampires. That's interesting. And Regizel is going with the Wood Elves. So, Lizardmen versus Wood Elves. It's one of the tougher matchups for the Lizardmen, although they do have some really nice tools here. So, yeah, Hydrofron, sorry about the long wait times. It's just the nature of the beast sometimes. But let me get this link for you here. Okay, so I just updated the description. It should update for you guys in just a moment with the link to the Streamlabs donation page. So again, I don't have the Streamlabs notifications built into my OBS yet. I'm still working on that. I want to get some custom gifts made and stuff for you guys. But we do have the donations themselves up and running at the very least. So And all right. Hey man, the goblins are taking our jobs. uh. I don't know, Dio. I don't know. That's one of the more interesting matchups in my mind because the Norskins have a lot of answers for monsters, right? Their whole campaign is built around monster hunts in a sense, right? They have all these crazy monster hunts and they're really built around taking down monsters. So I don't know. I think the constructs are going to have a hard time because of they have the anti-large javelins. They've got the skin wolves, skinwolf werekin, a lot of other anti-large armor piercing type stuff, and it's just going to be tough, I think. But on the flip side, the Tomb Kings can bring some fire damage to the table to help counter the what are they called? The skin wolves. And let's go ahead and switch this back as I chat about what I think. But yeah, Tomb Kings, that's going to be an interesting one, certainly. I do think that Norscan infantry will just go to Pound Town on Tomb Kings infantry, and things like Famir. For example, the Famir with great weapons, they have magic attacks and armor sundering, which is going to be great against constructs. And if Arkan brings his Liber Mortis effect, or they get, Neru's Incantation of Protection, both of those are physical resistance buffs, so the Famir will be able to cut through that with their magic damage, and just in general, there's a lot of units with physical resistance, so I think the Famir are going to be a lot more useful in Total War Warhammer 2. I do think that Norska is going to give a lot of factions a run for their money. Lizardmen, Skaven, the Tomb Kings, I think will all have pretty tough matchups against Norska. We'll see. I mean, obviously, it's tough to tell sometimes, but let's go ahead and take a look at the army compositions. So, from Yalanala here, we've got Krokar up on Grimlock, a Skink Priest, Lore of Heavens, which I definitely agree with that pick, against the old Wood Elves. We've got 3 Skink cohorts with Javelins, 3 Chameleon Skinks, 4 Chameleon Skinks, 1 Cold One Spear Rider, 2 Laser Lizards, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So wow, very, very heavy missile build. Oh, we do have 3 Saurus Warriors, of course, for a nice strong backbone. And yeah, very heavy missile build from the Lizardmen, so should be interesting to watch this shootout ensue. For the Wood Elves, we've got a Glade Lord, no surprise there. A couple of War Dancers, a Spear Dancer. We've got several units of Eternal Guards with shields, and Glade Guards, all Starfire shafts. So all the armor-piercing missiles for the Wood Elves, definitely a strong pick in this matchup. It does look like we've also got some Dryads, 2 of them, 2 Wild Riders, and a Branch Wraith. So interesting stuff. I'm interested to see how it goes. I know that it's not the Revification Crystal, Gary, but if you want one of these Bastiladons to be you, I mean, gosh darn it, they can be you. With the little skinks kind of haggardly floating on the side there. It's awesome. Love the Lizardmen units. Yeah, High Elves I think will be a tough one for Norska to deal with, and the Dark Elves. Those are the 2 that I don't really have a good prediction for. I think the other ones, the Norskins, will be pretty good against the other Game 2 factions, but the High Elves are going to be tough because they have very strong heavy cavalry, lots of fire damage with dragons, really, really good infantry as well, very cost-effective infantry, great non-armor piercing missiles with very long range, all of which are going to be great against Norska. So yeah, I think that the High Elves is going to be one of the tougher matchups for them, and I also think that, yeah, the Dark Elves could potentially be as well. They have a lot of AP missiles. They have fire damage as well with proper Lore of Fire. Just a lot of different counterplay there. So it looks like the battle is getting underway here. The Lizardmen going to be pushing up and kind of taking this position here. And definitely going to be a strong commanding position. You can see the Wood Elves starting to move to the other side here. They're going to maybe try and come up and around this mountain to try and block the line of sight of the Laser Lizards, which would probably be a good idea. But we'll see. We will see. His units are exposed here. I'm not sure if he thinks these guys are hidden, but these units here are definitely exposed, so he can see this whole pocket here. But yeah, so far so good. Krokar is going to be running up, and again, using this kind of big terrain piece here in the center as a line of sight blocker. We've got Chameleon Skinks pushing up the side here. Obviously, they're currently hidden, and their missile resistance means they're going to be very good against the Glade Guard. But oh man, the Glady's getting way out of position here. Holy cow. She needs to get the heck out of dodge and reunify with the forces here, where it looks like we're going to be setting up for an engagement on this side of the terrain. And yeah, those laser lizards probably need to start firing right away. They do fire and magic damage, so they're going to be excellent at sniping out this branch wraith here if they can spot him. Right now, he's running for the woods to try and hide. Very smart play. We've got the Cold One Spear Riders kind of screening out over towards this flank. Meanwhile, looks like their laser lizards go. They're opening up shots, shooting on these Eternal Guard. Again, you probably want to target the branch wraith, I would imagine. With the double laser lizard, you could snipe this guy out real quick. But, you know, I'm not the one playing, so... yeah, ooh, that'll do some damage as well. Looks like the Krokar also coming in, so, I mean, that will do it, but Krokar's in a big risk by doing this here because he's taking all this armor-piercing missile fire from the... oh, and now he gets hit by a Pranavana Threma as well, lowering his missile resistance, and oh man, Krokar's in trouble here. Ooh, very nice shot though, scything straight through those Glade Guards and more. Because all these units are kind of stacked up on top of each other, the laser lizards are generating a ton of value shooting into this pocket right now. Realizing this, the Wood Elves are going to be pushing forward. Eternal Guard against Saurus is definitely a mismatch for the Eternal Guard. The Saurus will just beat the brakes off of them, no problem. Meanwhile, Skinks kind of holding in the center here, and all the missile fire being unleashed. Unfortunately, not on the War Dancers here. Definitely would be better to target those War Dancers, but still, now the Laser Lizards turning their targeting to the Branch Wraith, and look at this guy. He's already wavering here, trying to drop some healing on this pocket here. Krokar took a ton of damage, but the Skinks holding up this pocket very nicely, and here come the Saurus as well. Laser Lizards. Oh man, that Wind Blast from the Skink Chief there, or the Skink Priest rather, doing a ton of damage to the Glade Guards. So Lizardmen so far doing very well, and from the back line, from the side door, with the steel chair, come the Cold One Spear Riders. They're going to get in here and do a ton of damage to these Glade Guards, also bog them down, more importantly. And yeah, so far it's looking pretty decent for the Lizardmen. The frontline engagement is going to go pretty poorly where these War Dancers are involved, but the Laser Lizards are going to come up and get in on the fun here as well. Wild Riders being sprung from their hiding place and going to come in, get a really nice rear charge on these Saurus Warriors here, but Krokar's on station, so they'll have to be very careful on where they take that engagement. Saurus Warriors doing a great job holding up this entire flank here, and while in the back line here, the Lizardmen units are definitely getting into the chicken coop, so to speak. Eternal Guards, or sorry, War Dancers were dispatched to deal with these Cold One Spear Riders, but again, these Glade Guards have already taken a lot of damage here, and there are Chameleon Skinks now in this back line as well, which is going to be a nightmare for the Wood Elves to have to deal with. These War Dancers will take a ton of damage from the Chameleon Skinks if allowed to fire free. Meanwhile, Krokar coming in the front line. Yeah, you can see those Wild Riders, man. They took a severe beating. Wild Riders also coming in a little bit too late here to support the Dryads. They've already been routed off, and the Bastiladon's able to somewhat break their charge. Then Krokar comes in with his crazy anti-large damage, and is just going to absolutely massacre them. So, all things considered, though, the Wood Elves are doing relatively well. They have been able to secure this backline area somewhat. Wild Riders now pushing through. They will do a lot of damage to Chameleon Skinks, no questions asked. The Branch Wraith is also being tied up with some Chameleon Skinks, but yeah, the Glade Guards of Starfire Shafts now turning their attention towards this Bastiladon with the Revification Crystal. The other Bastiladon firing in, going to be doing some nice damage on these Glade Guards. Yeah, it's going to turn into a little bit of a kite game here for the Wood Elves. They're going to try and get away from Lizardman forces, which are significantly slower. Use that Branch Wraith to continuously heal, but oh man, another crazy Wind Blast coming in from the Skink Chief there. And poor little Skink Priest, I mean, is going to get a Prey of Anathrema here, and the Wood Elf player is going to try and snipe him out. Very good play here. This guy's already done a ton of damage and can do a lot more with that nice cheap Wind Blast. So Chameleon Skinks again, though, just harassing in the back line, not really allowing these Glade Guards to get effective shots. The Skinks are going to be pushing through and getting on top of them as well. So, so far so good. These Saurus have pushed up and pushed the Wood Elves off. So, yeah, the bounce power is still very close, but it is slightly in the Lizardmen's favor at this point. Not sure what this Bastiladon's trying to target here, but War Dancers are going to struggle pretty badly here against all these Saurus. I mean, they're very good units, but the Saurus just do so much weapon damage. They're very sturdy units. So, yeah. You can see the Glades are running for the hills, trying to use her bow fire to either take down the Skink Priest or Krokar. But at this point, a lot of the Glade Guards have been compromised and shut down. There's still some Wild Riders on station. Branch Wraith is still alive, but balance power is starting to turn more and more as more of these infantry units are terrified away and cleaned up by the Lizardman infantry. So I think this game is going to go to Yalanala, and once again, series is going to go 2-0 for Yalanala, I believe, so far. I mean, there's still some battle left to play, but oh man, that Hand of the Gods coming in, sniping that Branch Wraith, taking him out, actually. Holy cow, just full-on snipe there. So, geez, he just got roasted by that Hand of the Gods there. So very, very nicely done. No more healing for the Wood Elves, and these Chameleon Skinks doing a great job kiting around these Wild Riders. They do have shields, these Wild Riders do, but they will still take some damage from that. You can see one unit model dropping there and another. So at this point, it's going to be army losses for the Wood Elves. So very, very well played to Yalanala and Regizel as well. Or Razel, sorry, I know I've been pronouncing that wrong, but yeah, super fun series. Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and hopefully if Herbert Walker's opponent has responded, we'll have one more series, but we will see. Let's see here. Let's see if these guys are yeah, I think that's GG. So and let's see here. See if we can find this this here. I don't know if they've already played, but I think that might be it for the day for this stream. If it is the end of the league games, I'm just double checking here to see there's anyone else who needs their series casted, but if that is the end of the league games for the day, I'm going to stop the stream here, take a break for maybe an hour or so to eat lunch, and then we'll be back with some quick battles or something after that. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, let's see here. I'm just double checking here. Yeah, I guess they're not quite ready at the moment, but yeah, if they do come back later and let me know that they're ready. I think it was Somata and someone else here, but yeah, I think that's pretty much going to be it for now, guys. So we'll kind of catch up on chat here. So as we finish things off, I'll be back later with either Total War Warhammer or Sea of Thieves. I haven't decided 100% yet what we're going to be doing, but let's see here. So big thanks again for the donation, King Ashzal. It means a lot. Let's see here. Do I think the Wood Elves will get an armor-piercing missile unit? You know, I'm not really sure. I'm not too familiar with the tabletop rosters, so I can't really tell you what units are missing. Maybe I'll do a collab with like Lore Master Sotek and talk about some of those things at some point, but let's see here. Yeah, Chevroned up Saurus, because Saurus have such crazy weapon strength, if you give them better combat stats, they get even more scary. So, oh, Hydrofrance, I'm so sorry. Let me go check here my donations page. It should show. Oh yeah, there it is. $10. Thanks for all the videos. I enjoy watching your content. Thanks a lot, Hydrofrance. Sorry the notification was borked there, but I did see that. Thank you very much for your donation as well. It means a ton to me. I know you guys enjoy my content, and I enjoy the heck out of making it for you, so we'll keep it going here. And yeah. Despicable pirate shenanigans, Misha. So yeah, I'm taking the Slayer Oath against that truck too, so we're gonna have to figure out that before I can stream later. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. It's been a ton of fun. We'll see y'all later. Be sure to, stick around for more content. I'm going to try and get more of a set streaming schedule. We're going to still be doing the Sunday games every week, and I'm looking at doing either Monday night or Tuesday night stream, depending on how things go. So, yeah, thanks everyone for watching. It's been a ton of fun, and we'll see you next time. Okay, just kidding, we're back. So I guess Soma Claw's ready to do his game, so let's go ahead and get it going. So yeah, those of you who had left, it's the Bamboozle, and we're actually back now. So, oh man. So yeah, we're just getting Somo on Steam here. So let me see. Da-da-da. Let's see here. Maybe. Of course, then as soon as I restart the stream, of course, there's a delay here. I thought they had the lobby up already, but let's see here. Da-da-da. Okay. Oh man, yeah. Maybe I'll just change the title to something else, and we'll wait. I'll wait for a ping from them for just a little bit longer. In the meanwhile, let's I guess we could jump into a quick battle or something in the meantime, huh? Alright, so it looks like we've got a match, and I'm still just waiting on these guys to actually get the lobby set up, so in the meantime we'll try and get a quick game in. So let's go ahead and go with the old Warriors Chaos here. Alright, and we'll, let's see here. Alright, so we're gonna open this up here and grab Kolek. Sorry, Javelinos. I thought I was done, but I guess there's one more series gonna be played here, so as soon as I get the info, we'll be joining the lobby. I just haven't quite heard yet exactly. I have one of the players who's supposed to be playing on my friends list, but the others, let's see. All right. Alrighty, all right. Alright, let's just go real quick, just in case anyone has gone to my Patreon. I'm gonna go check real quick. Yeah, so for those of you, again, just joining, I did get my Patreon all finalized, so for those of you who have the ability to and feel so inclined, you can support the channel more directly. There are a lot of awesome rewards you get for being a patron as well. I'm going to, of course, be putting out patron posts, kind of keep you guys updated on more of a personal side, get to know me a little bit better, and I'll also post like screenshots and stuff, you know, what my plans are going to be for upcoming series or videos or what have you. With some of the higher tiers of patronage, you even get like, I'm planning to do like monthly live stream Q&As. We'll even maybe do like polls where you guys can decide on certain things. Like if I have a couple ideas I want to do, maybe I'll put out a poll. You guys will vote on it and get to pick, you know, what we end up doing. So yeah, for those of you interested, I mean, again, it's not about the money for me. It's never really been about the money. I just have so much fun doing this that I want to keep doing it, and I want to do it more often, and you know, do it as much as possible. And just practical reality is that I don't, you know, with my day job and everything, I don't have enough time to do as much as I would like. And to really take my channel to the next level, I would need to have more time, and you know, that obviously requires me quitting my day job, and for that I have to have my channel be able to support me financially. So it's kind of the reason why I set the Patreon up. So for those of you who want to help me out with that, I would sincerely appreciate it. Of course, even if you don't have the ability to, I totally understand. Even just watching the video, liking it, commenting, sharing with your friends, all that does a ton to help as well. So, you know, there's a lot of different ways you can support the channel. That's just one of many ways, but it is an option now for those of you interested. So yeah, let's see here. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get Kolek in group 1 here. And typically with my groupings, I like to do them all the same every time as much as possible. So 1 is always my Lord, 2 is always like the main line of infantry, and I'm going to hard group these guys. So if you actually Control G, you can see this little lock icon turns, it's lit up and it looks like it's locked. That means these guys are in a locked group, so when I move them around like this, they stay in formation, which is very, very important. We'll put the caster in group 3, which is my usual way to go. And then the mobility is usually 4 through 6, so we'll go 4 there. 5 can be these dragon ogres. I don't think they can actually hide in the woods. Nope. Okay, so and then 6 will be these other marauder horsemen over on this side. And then the hounds will just kind of chill. You know, we'll actually put them in group 5 with the dragon ogres. So yeah, let's go ahead and see. Excuse me. Okay. Just make sure we got everything all squared away here. Let's move these guys up and angle them just a little bit. Get Kolek right here. These guys can actually swing out to that flank. And oh boy, what do we got here? Looks like we got some dark elves over in the side of the map, so let's go ahead and get a move on over here. We'll get Kolek moving here. Everyone else, you can move up there. And yeah, we'll get the mobility phase underway, as they say. Let's get these Marauder Horsemen moving up. Ooh, it does look like there's some Dark Riders in the woods over there, so we got to be careful of that. Is that Malekith? It is indeed. So we're going to want to start putting damage on him ASAP. Of course, he's a very, very high value target, so let's just keep the pressure on him with those Marauders while we move up the rest of our army here. And you know what, we can actually just kind of hang tight here, and we don't really need to take this engagement too much. So let's just get the full missile pressure going on there, and we can kind of fold these guys back in the center here a little bit, and yeah, just give Malekith all of the throwing axes here. And I'm not really sure what his end game is at this point, but we'll go ahead and just keep these Marauder Horsemen moving up. And just everybody pitch your axes at Malekith, and let's try and get some damage done. Ooh, a nice Dragon Breath right on my Chosen there. Did a little bit of damage, but I'm not sure if it's worth it for Malekith at the end of the day here. So let's go ahead and, we can just kind of hang tight here. Ooh, Kolek, get out of that area of effect. Oh, can we get out in time? Nope, not quite. That's okay. Okay, now that Malekith's deciding that he wants to run away, let's go ahead and swing out to the flanks here and here. We'll push up through the center here, and let's bring this guy kind of up through the woods this way so he stays hidden. And we'll get the Marauders going out this way. We did run into those Dread Spears a little bit, kind of sloppy on my part, but I think we can actually beat these Dark Riders in melee, so let's just chase them off. We'll switch into melee mode. The hotkey for that is F, for those of you guys who are wondering. I definitely recommend that you learn the hotkeys and use them to your advantage. Let's go ahead and just fold these guys back a little bit here. These guys can go here and here. We'll save the Chosen in reserve, push these guys up and around the side. Let's get these guys going. No, you know what? Stay on them. Let's get those guys going. These guys can go up and around this side. Kolek, let's get you moving. Let's see here. Unfortunately, I did not bring the Penumbral Pendulum, but let's go ahead and Enfeebling Foe those Hargoneth Executioners, and we'll give the this Chosen there some Occam's Mind Razor. It's a little bit tongue-tied there. We need to get on that Death Hag, a little bit sloppy on my part, but let's go ahead and just save that here. Let's get these guys going here. Let's see, center line, we can just hold those guys in reserve for the time being. Malekith did decide to go after my Marauders, which is fine with me. He's not in the main line engagement, and that's what's important here, so go ahead and drop that. Let's drop that right there. And yeah, so far so good. We're just kind of holding the Chosen in reserve here, so let's go ahead and pull these guys back, and the Chosen can get a charge in on those Hargoneth Executioners. Then let's also collapse here and support Kolek. Since we don't really have any other great places to go, let's pull these guys up in the back, just start pitching axes in the back there. Malekith, you can see, is actually having a pretty hard time against those Marauders in the woods over there. So so far so good. This yep, we're all enraged there, so that's fine. Stay focused there. We'll get these Chosen now that they've routed off these Hargoneth Executioners. Just stay on them. We're getting some nice terror routing here through the center, so man, those Chosen are just beating the brakes off those Hargoneth Executioners. Let's just make sure they do even more with that Enfeebling Foe. And yeah, switch these guys into melee mode. You can chase there. Switch these guys into melee mode, and you can chase there. And you guys can come in and start cleaning up those Blackguard of Naggarond in the rear. Unfortunately, the Death Hag on her little cart there does cause terror. But yeah, unfortunate. We did end up losing out on this mobility engagement a little bit here, but that's fine. It occupied Malekith for quite a bit of time, and did not allow him to get a lot of work done that he needed to. So let's actually pull back with these Marauder Horsemen and try and reassess there. Unfortunately, one of my units of Chosen getting really low at this point, but we're pushing through on the other side here. Let's get through going there. Marauders can rear charge there. We're just about finished off this Death Hag here. Fortunately, I'm getting enraged by these Witch Elves, which is quite aggravating, honestly. But okay, so looks like we're going to drop that Occam's Mind Razor on Kolek, since Malekith decided to come down. We need that extra weapon damage there, and as soon as that Enfeebling Foe is off cooldown, we want to get that in as well. And let's go ahead and switch these guys on to old Malekith there. We need to make sure these guys are also focused on Malekith. To finish off those Witch Elves. Chosen are cleaning up this pocket relatively nicely. Balance power is pretty well in our favor at this point. I'm not too worried. We do still want to respect our opponent, though. Let's go ahead and hit Malekith with that Enfeebling Foe, just to stack things in Kolek's favor even more, and these Dragon Ogres as well, and the Hounds can try and keep them on the ground here. And it looks like the throwing axes are doing their jobs as well, so yeah, so far it looks like it's going to be a victory. As soon as Malekith goes down, I don't think that the Dark Elves will hold up to army losses here, so yep, GG to my opponent. Fun battle. I'll save that one. That was a good one. You guys can see my horribly misspelling naming convention. It's just like typing random letters. But anyway, fun battle. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that one. Let's go ahead and check here. Let's see here. And let me just get something going over here. We'll pull this up and pull it over here. And then, yeah, it doesn't look like they're quite ready yet, so let me just do this. And we'll do that. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for another quick battle while we're waiting. Alright, looks like we've found a match. Hopefully it's not just a found match bug, which it appears that it could be. Yep, okay, so let's just go back in here and we'll look again. Nope, okay. So, alright, get into some more quick battles here. Yeah, Chaos is definitely a very strong faction right now. I'd say they're one of the stronger factions in the game. Certainly. I don't know that I would necessarily call them tier 1, but they're certainly strong. Norden. Alright, Norden means Beastmen. This is one of the best maps for the Beastmen in my opinion, so let's get the Beastie Boys going up in here. And you know what? Let's get... what do we want to do? Let's get a Beast Lord. Let's have some fun. We'll grab the Beast Lord on foot. He's got this Bloodlust, and he's also got Apocalyptic Vision. So it does look like my opponent's gone with the Vampires, so this is potentially going to be a pretty tough matchup. Maybe I want Mordekaiser here instead due to the immunity to Psychology, so let's go ahead and grab him. We want Call of Violence and the item for sure. And then let's get Bray Shaman Lore of Shadows. And we'll take Occam's Mind Razor, Withering. We'll take off, and we'll go with something like that. And then we'll go with a front line of some Beskor Herds. We'll get a couple of Ungor Raiders. Let's get some Centaurs Throwing Axes. And then... one unit of Minos with shields. Oh, that's such a tiny infantry line. I'm not really digging it, but at the same time, I think we can do okay. We cut one of these guys, then we can maybe just get some Ungor Spearman Herd. That would be pretty solid. So let's do that. We'll juice these guys up with some chevrons here, and yeah, let's get it going. This is potentially a pretty tough matchup, so I'm interested to see how we can go here. How we'll do. Yeah, we're just waiting on this next league series to get started. It's not one of the... it's not... yeah, they're not one of the scheduled matches. It's just one of the previous matches that had been postponed for whatever reason. Trying to get it done today, but just waiting on these guys to be ready. So in the meantime, we're going to jump into some quick battles here and try and get something going. Have some fun. You guys can see a little bit of my own micro, which is not the best. It's all right, but it's certainly not the best. A lot of people like to lump me in with the high-level players, and I can certainly take games off of high-level players, but I would not say that I am like a great player. I wouldn't call myself a top-tier player, at least. But other people might disagree with that, but I usually just get by with good army picks and good knowledge of the game, and that counts for a lot, certainly. So, okay, so how do we want to take this engagement here? The question is, I've got the high ground, so we certainly want to try and preserve that advantage as much as possible. Of course, Minotaurs don't suffer forest penalties, so if we end up taking this fight here in this forest, it's not going to be the end of the world, although my skirmishers won't be as effective in the forest, obviously. So Let's shift these guys over a little bit this way, and we'll come right here with the other one. Looks pretty solid. We'll kind of, you know what, let's move these guys back a little bit. We'll get these guys kind of filling in gaps. Let's actually put these guys in the back. And Ungor Raiders, we can kind of spread out all across the formation here. They do have stock, so that's nice, and they're reasonably good melee combatants. Morker will go up front and center. Let's have the Bray Buddy back here so we can hard group all these guys for the time being. We'll go here, and then let's also put the Minotaurs here in the center. And then we'll get the 4 units of Centaurs just kind of spread up and around. And yeah, looking good. So let's get the battle underway. Alright, so we're going to kind of set up on this hill advantage here, and we'll start kind of clipping the wings of a lot of the Vampires formations here. Looks like we've got some Blood Knights, a lot of Skeleton Warriors and Grave Guards. We've got some Fellbats and so on. So let's start poking away at these Grave Guard. Let's see if my opponent's really paying close attention here. We can kind of start pushing up and around this side. Looks like we've got some hidden foes here, so let's back away there. And looks like we've got some, more Blood Knights out on that side. So we're going to bring this Bray Shaman up and around this way, and we'll kind of put our forces somewhat like this, where the Minotaurs are in the woods. And let's continue folding away there, continue folding away there. We want to definitely not get caught by Blood Knights, so let's keep folding away, fold away this way. And yeah, if those Blood Knights really want to keep charging in, they're going to find that there's Ungor Spearman herd, so let's get out this way. And you guys can all focus fire there, and yeah. Okay, so far so good. And let's get these guys going in here, these guys going in here. You guys fold away, you guys can fold away. You guys can get back here. Let's not get too overcommitted there. And let's see here, we want to stay on station enough to, let's see here. And yeah, kind of need to reform ranks a little bit, but we're all good. Let's get kind of reformed slightly here. And yeah, we'll push these guys up and around this side. Let's just set all these guys to skirmish just in case I forget something. Yeah, we'll, oh man, getting caught by those Fellbats is not great. Let's go ahead and fold back away, and we'll shoot in with these 2 Ungor Raiders here. Let's see here, we want Graveguard pushing up through the center, so let's get these guys going there, these guys going there. You guys can collapse the center pocket. You guys can come this way, you guys fold back around this way, you guys just hang tight here. Let's go ahead and bring you back here as well. You guys can come over here. These guys are leading my opponent over here on a wild goose chase. Let's not get too crazy though, and let's go ahead and drop this Overcast Penumbral Pendulum. We'll do it right down this, actually let's do it right down this pocket here. And we did unfortunately proc that Chaos Spawn Summon a little bit earlier than I had wanted, but let's go get those guys moving up there. We can get these guys moving through here. And yeah, so far so good. Well, we did get caught a little bit over here. That is unfortunate there, but these guys have not been caught. And these guys did rally here, so let's get going after them again. And we can drop an enfeebling foe on those Blood Knights there, and then we'll put that on them. Let's get these guys moving up through here. And just to kind of block up those Blood Knights, let's summon up some Chaos Spawn right behind them. So, yep, there we go. And the Chaos Spawn are now summoned, so those Blood Knights are pinned in, and we can do that. And I have been super sloppy with my Ungor Raiders here, but they don't honestly have that many good targets to shoot at. Let's just go ahead and shoot, I'm not really sure, these Blood Knights. Yeah, we're doing good over here. Mortar's doing fine in the center. Looks like Manfred's trying to summon up some more troops here, actually Skeleton Warriors. So let's go ahead and get these Minotaurs and go collapse over on this side to these Blood Knights, while these Vestigor Herd try and finish things off in the center. We do have another Penumbral Pendulum, not quite enough for an Overcast, so we'll go ahead and just hang on to Winds of Magic for now, and just kind of wait things out a little bit here. And yeah, although this is a relatively tough matchup, I don't think that my opponent brought the best army necessarily here. Blood Knights are alright, but you can see they're just not able to put out the damage that you really need them to. And we're getting closer here, so let's, ooh, we do have an Occam's Mind Razor. Let's have some fun. Let's cast that Occam's Mind Razor on these Minotaurs as they take down these Blood Knights here. That should be some fun. And meanwhile, we'll get these guys all on them. And let's get these guys all on them as well. Make sure you guys are into guard mode so that you don't... ooh, we're kind of all bunched up there. Let's get those guys moved away a little bit. Enfeebling Foe, again, on these Blood Knights here, just to put their combat stats into the dirt. And it does look like they're going to be getting a nice little charge there into Mongol Raiders. Not too much I can do about that at this point, but so far so good. Going to get that Call of Violence there. Just give us a nice leadership buff in the center pocket, despite all these units coming in here. And Manfred's doing a good job kind of supporting here. Morgar's taking a little bit of damage, but nothing too substantial. Let's get these Vestigor going back into there. These Vestigor now have cleaned up their target, so they can kind of come up and around this way. And meanwhile, these Blood Knights are getting crumbled away just by throwing axes. And yeah, all our guys are kind of in here in the side supporting this engagement, so that's nice. Let's see here. Morgar, you can stay on Manfred for the time being, and let's just get these guys rear charging those Grave Guard. And yeah, so far so good. Minotaur's taking a little bit of damage. It's unfortunate, but let's go ahead and switch them all onto Manfred. And I'm not super happy with how this kind of centerline Death Star is turning out, so let's go ahead and pull over there with those guys. Let's see here. This Shadowcaster is also relatively healthy, so let's go ahead and try and get up and over here, and you guys need to come support in this engagement as well. Morker is definitely putting in some work on Manfred, and we need to make sure, let's put these guys in group 7 so that we can control them independently and make sure that they're focused on Manfred as well. I want those guys to be taking as much damage as possible, so looks like we're running out of ammo here, so let's go ahead and charge in there. Let's go ahead and pull you guys up and around this way and up and around this way. You guys can fire in there. You guys can start coming back over here. Vestigor, let's get you guys charging through this way. Let's see. What else can we do? Let's throw an Enfeebling Foe on Manfred so we can really just try and hunt him down aggressively and get that leadership buff there. Bring in more Vestigor to try and clean up this back line here. And yeah, so far so good. Let's get these guys going up through here, these guys going up through here. You guys can all regroup, and let's go there. Bray Shaman's fine. And yeah, we'll get some rear charges proccing off here. Man, you guys taking down Manfred yet? He's definitely taking some heat, but let's just make sure the Minotaurs are staying focused on Manfred as much as possible. Once we can take down Manfred, that'll pretty much be army losses for the Vampire Counts at that point. So, yeah, not the best engagement there with Blood Knights, but well, we're doing all right, all things considered. Let's go ahead and just retarget these guys here, and yeah, it's going to be army losses. So, very, very nice. Yeah, I'm back, Gary. We are going to do one more tournament series. I'm just waiting for them to be ready, so I figured I'd grab some quick battles in the meantime. So yeah, we are indeed back. So let's see here. Okay, so I don't think these guys are ready yet. I'm just checking on the side. And let's see here. Just looking at a couple things over on the side. And yeah. So far, nothing. I'm not sure when exactly these guys were planning to play their games. I thought I was under the impression it was going to be almost right away, but I guess not. Let's go ahead and jump into another quick battle here. Okay, looks like we're going to be on Marbad's tomb, so let's take a look. What do we want to do? Let me know if you guys in the chat have any requests of things you want me to play. I'm just going to kind of pick whatever for the time being. Let's go with High Elves. I don't get to play the High Elves too often. Ooh, my opponent's gone with the Dwarves. Ooh, this is a tricky one. Well, what to do? What to do? Let's grab Tyrion. Do I want Tyrion or do I want someone else? Not sure. See you, William. Good to see you as always. Thanks for joining. Let's see. Let's grab a couple of sword masters. We want maybe a noble. No, he's anti-large. I mean, granted, he does still have pretty good combat stats, but let's take him on foot and just have him support old Tyrion here. Sunfang I don't think will be super useful here. Heart of Averlorn I'm dubious about as well, but we'll take it just for fun. And let's grab a Life Mage with stuff. And basically, I'm really not too sure what to do in this matchup. I haven't played it very much, but let's grab a couple of Dragon Princes just because I know they're super good at stuff. Illyrian Reavers could potentially be good as well, so let's grab a couple of them. And, oh gosh, this army's so bad, guys. Oh, man. I don't know what else to do, to be honest. Maybe we grab one more Illyrian Reaver. Just a melee version, I guess. This is not going to be pretty, guys. Just a forewarning. Oh, he's ready anyway. Okay. Okay. Alright, so Marbad's Tomb. This map is super tight, so at least I don't have to worry too much about artillery. I can just rush my opponent and get on top of him real quick, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We will see. And still nothing from Somo, so not really sure. I thought they were playing their game, but let's see here. Okay, so it looks like it'll be in a little while, so I might actually do one or two more quick battles and then take a break, and then I'll actually start a new stream. I guess I thought it would start a new stream, but I guess I did it a little bit too quickly, and it didn't. That's okay. So yeah, I'm not too excited about this particular matchup here. I'm not very confident with the high elves against the dwarves. I think the dwarves are actually in a really good place right now, where they're very strong. I don't necessarily love their play style, but they're certainly a very strong faction. There's no denying that, certainly. So let's get that there. Dragon Princes can go there. Let's get you guys over here. Like right here, maybe? No? Can you not hide there? Let's maybe have you hide there. No? You know what? It'll be fine. Let's go with you two as the number 5 option, and these guys could be 6. And over here, and we'll get these guys as a 7, and yeah, let's get the battle underway. Oh boy, so we're right in the zone of fire. Let's get the heck out of dodge. Let's get these guys moving over here. We can just immediately charge those miners. Let's get moving up this way, move it up here, and get moving up here, get these guys coming around this way. And oh man, that was really rough right off the bat, so not the best, but let's get these Lyrian Reavers pulling back this way. At the end of the day, he has a pretty Death Star type army with a lot of artillery, so let's just get these Swordmasters moving up. There's not really much else we can do here at this point. Yeah, we absolutely crushed the miners over on that side, so let's get moving around this way. We can come in the back line now here with these guys and start to collapse here with the Dragon Princes. So, yep, these Swordmasters can come in and start to clean up these guys here. And Tyrion can get going up this way. Let's go ahead and move up you this way. Here. These guys are taking a lot of fire now. Let's just go ahead and distract there so we don't take too much damage. Let's go ahead and get in here and here. And these guys are still moving up just the center pocket there. So, very good stuff. And yeah, so far so good. We'll go ahead and move in this way. And we'll get these guys moving around this way, and let's come in and take the artillery down. Yep, this way, and you guys need to continue to move up. You guys can fold back away that way. You can come in this way. Oh man, Tyrion though. Get you guys running in the front there. You guys can come in the front here. Let's get these Lyrian Reavers coming up this way. These Lyrian Reavers can come this way. You Dragon Princes need to pull out. So yeah, let's go ahead and pop a regrowth on these Dragon Princes. And we'll get Tyrion moving up through the center. Let's get that going and that going. And so far so good. Let's go ahead and compromise the Quarrelers here. We'll get these guys coming out. And yeah, so far so good. We're cleaning up in the center pocket a little bit here. We can go ahead and drop a nice Earthblood right there to catch all the units in that pocket. Let's go ahead and countercharge now on those Longbeards, and you guys can just come up and around this way. We definitely need these Swordmasters up in the front line, so let's push through onto those Longbeards. Let's have you guys push through onto those Longbeards. Let's see here. We can pull back away with these Dragon Princes. These Dragon Princes can also pull back away. These guys got a little bit overzealous here, but we'll pull back with them. And let's get you guys going on the Master Engineer here. So you can start taking him down. So far so good. We're going to countercharge once again with the Longbeards here. Just keep cycling in and out as aggressively as possible. Let's go ahead and catch those guys. And yeah, so far so good. Let's go ahead and keep pulling away with these Illyrian Reavers. We'll actually let's go charge those miners here. These guys can come up this way and just drop another really nice Earthblood just in his pocket to heal all the units there. And we'll get these guys going back up this way. Dragon Princes once again coming back around this way. And yeah, Illyrian Reavers can just stay on the move there. We'll just drag these Dawi out of their box, so to speak. And yeah, we're cleaning up the line here very effectively. And let's get you guys charging through there. You guys can now countercharge once again on those Longbeards. And it does look like we unfortunately lost those Dragon Princes, but at this point we're going to be able to catch these Longbeards out. So let's go ahead and path one group of Swordmasters after the Longbeards. Let's go ahead and have you guys actually go rear charge here. Tyrion and his buddy can keep hitting Belegar there, and these other units we want to maybe start coming over here. And unfortunately we did lose out those Illyrian Reavers, but we're still doing relatively well, all things considered. We can go ahead and pop another healing spell right there. And yeah, we'll get these guys going this way. These guys seem to have dropped their attack order, unfortunately, so let's go ahead and pat there. We can pull back away over here. And yeah, so far so good. I think we're going to be able to take this one, boys. Yeah, Belegar's not having a real great time here, getting smacked around by Tyrion and his friend. So yeah, fun one. Tyrion versus Belegar. Not a super common matchup, but yeah. I just think my opponent invested a little bit too heavily in artillery there, and the fact that he boxed up so heavily means that the Dragon Princes were able to basically tie down his whole army, and the Swordmasters were then able to come in almost unopposed and get clean charges and just completely cleaned up the line there. So let's see here. Okay, they're not quite ready yet, so let's see, Tyrion and his friend, yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, this is about 2 hours long anyway. Based on what Somo said, it was probably going to be about, let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, it's going to be probably another 30 minutes or so, actually. I guess I didn't realize. I'm just looking through some of these other posts here. Give me just a second. But let's see here. So that was about an hour ago. So yeah, still about another hour until the next game. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna stop the stream for now. We're gonna get a new stream up and running just so that these upload to YouTube a little bit faster. Oh, you know what? I'm having so much fun. Let's keep playing quick battles. What the heck? I was gonna stop, but we can't stop now. Can't stop, won't stop. So this is the last battle though, and then really I'm gonna go take a break and eat lunch, and we'll be back. Somo and Manbreed, I believe it is, are gonna be fighting next, so they'll be up here in just a moment. And alright, so Altar of Ultimate Darkness is going to be the map here. Let's go ahead and grab yeah, nope, quick ready Wood Elves is a nope for me, so oh man, yeah. Quick tip for you guys, if someone quick switches to Wood Elves and immediately readies up, they probably have a terrible build that you don't want to play against. So yeah, pretty safe to just dodge there. You know what, actually we are going to take a break. I am very hungry, so I'm going to go grab some food. I'll be back in maybe 20 to 30 minutes or so. We'll get some more quick battles going before we jump into that next series. So yeah, let's sit tight, I guess. We'll see you guys in just a minute. Thanks for watching, and yeah, see you next time.